Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucian Greymark, and I'm here to play some Stonehearth. I wanted to play a game and do some recording, so I figured I'd play this. Stonehearth is a... how do you even describe Stonehearth? Oh wow, they've changed this since I last played, crikey. Oh, there's so much customization now, what? Stonehearth is a... It's a colony survival game, I suppose you would call it. Wow, they've actually got like traits and stuff now. What the fuck? This game is so different. Cultist? What? The idea here is that we start with our 6 citizens. 6... is it 7? No, it's 7. Okay. Start with our 7 citizens. Go into a map, build up a city, and try and not get killed horribly by monsters or starve to death. One of those two usually happens eventually. And we're going to have a good try at not doing one of those two things. So I'm just going to have a quick... What do you want, little dog? Right, sorry about that. Dog was causing trouble. Sorted now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick game of this. A quick game. You can't really have a quick game of this. We're going to have... We're going to have a game of this, and we're going to try and roll a decent group. And then not die horribly. Man, I'm getting some really weird situations here. So we can roll a decent... This actually looks pretty reasonable. Yeah, we could run with this. Okay, cool. Let's run with this. Huh. This is, interesting. Okay, sure. Let's just run with that. Oh wow, there's so many options now. This was way less, food for days. Literally a few days. Merchant caravan, trapper, footman, herbalist. Money solves all problems. The trapper's a really nice start, but... Money solves all problems. I think we're going to do food for days, just because I'm unfamiliar with the new settings and how they're going to affect me. Let's start... I used to start up in the mountains, but like there, and back myself up into the mountain and defend that way, which is still a valid strategy, but lately I've been going on to low ground. And when I say lately, I haven't played this game for ages, so my lately is later than most. This map's kind of shit. This is better. Although still not ideal. I don't really want any of the stuff here. Those low ground holes are annoying as hell. I'm looking for some plains. Oh, this could do. Plenty of trees nearby for early construction. Or I could just spawn in the middle of the forest. What you're seeing here is forest, so trees, rocks for mountains, grassland, all sorts of stuff. I think this is probably going to be the best spawn I get, actually. I could spawn up there, I suppose. Or I could spawn right in the corner there. I should probably just pick one and get on with it. Let's do this. Let's do this one. Okay. So, we're in the game now, and you can see sort of how the game is. You know, there's trees, there's rocks, etc. Really what we're going to be doing here is trying to make a town. Now let's pick a nice spot to start. This area right in the middle here actually looks reasonably good. So we will start just there. Domicile, that'll do. And we're going to pause immediately so that we can get some stuff squared away here. We should start with a farmer by the look of it. I think I'm going to... Excuse me! Oh my god. Where did that come from? Alright, let's have a look at our people here. I'll see if I can edit out that sneeze in post, that would be awful. Or at least mute the sound during that. Oh! Right. Who particularly likes being a farmer? Looks like you might be it. Yes. Change jobs. You are going to be my farmer. No, not that one. Farmer. Yes. Do I have a crafter? No. But you're probably good enough. You sort of want to look... Okay, so what we've got here are mind, body, and spirit. For crafting jobs, you want high mind. I really should have looked at this before we started. For combat jobs, you want a mixture of body and spirit, and then for the cleric, you kind of just want a high spirit. So you'll... Which one was the one who wanted to be the cleric? That one. That's my gardener. Let's just... Oh, you've only got 2 mind. Oof. You'll do. Cool beans, change jobs, crafter, carpenter, whatever. Okay, so we'll just let that run for a wee bit until they change their jobs. Awesome. Alright, you create a carpenter's workbench. And let's make some farms. And the rest of you people can start cutting down trees. We've got... Oh, there it is. Right. Let's produce half a dozen doors, some windows, and some beds, and make some basic houses. Let's make our own houses today. Oh, cool, it saved all these old ones. I don't have stone for a townhouse yet, so let's just make a new house for now. Make it out of wood. Make this a farmhouse for my farmer. That's exceedingly huge, we don't want that. Let's make it 16 by 16? 15 by 15, there we go. This thing needs to go. Make some walls. Add a door. Some windows. And a bed. We can add other stuff later. And a roof. There we go, just a simple little house to get them started off, finished. Build, yes, start building. Alright, so now when I let them go, they should just go ahead and build that. Now this is sort of the crux of this game, is building up your town. You can obviously craft custom buildings. The monsters don't really attack the buildings, they only attack doors, so we can actually make some decent walls around our settlement and that will protect us reasonably well. Or they only used to attack doors, I don't know if that's changed. It'd be annoying if they attacked walls, especially without a repair function. I'd have to remake buildings. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to build up a few basic houses to start, and the larger the houses, the happier the halflings are. That's the name of these little guys, halflings. And once we've got some houses built up, we'll be able to start building defences, upgrading to blacksmithing jobs, that kind of thing, getting some soldiers out. And we've already got a leveled up carpenter, that's great. So now I can actually start making some other stuff too. Let's create 2 of those. I need some of that, that's fine. Make a couple of those. Then we're going to make a bunch more windows. So the way leveling up in this game works is every time a halfling does something related to their job, well, for the farmer it's harvesting, but I think, but for like a carpenter it's whenever they construct, you know, a thing, they get XP, and then over time they'll level up in their job, gain stats, and just generally become better and more useful, and be able to equip more things and produce more stuff. Now they're just going to quite happily build this. I've got a lot of wood left over, so that's good. Let's... Grizzled Traveller approaches. Oh, thank you. He just gave me a bunch of stuff. Let's make a couple of boxes so that we can store some of this lovely food that we've got. Food does spoil after a while, so I'm going to want my people to actually eat it. That would be good. And let's start making some stockpile zones for my carpenter. There we go. We'll move away from stockpile zones to crate storage eventually, but that's convenient for the early game. So it's all quite peaceful still at the moment, but in fact we're going to speed it up a bit so that it sort of gets going. I want to get this farmer working reasonably quickly, because while I've got a lot of food already, it runs out surprisingly quickly, but on the other hand, it's also a very valuable trade resource. If you get a lot of food, you can sell it to traders for not a reasonable amount of money per unit, but because you can create so much food, you get a lot of money that way, and then you can buy other resources that you might need. Like, you know, weapons, armor, minerals, etc. And I am going to have to dig down into the ground to get stone reasonably soon, so we'll... Ooh, level 2 carpenter already, crikey. That was quick. Did they reduce the time it takes to a level up? That'll be cool. Let's create another farmer's thing. Can't do that yet, can't do that yet, we need stone. So let's just go to standard speed and create a mining task. And we will go X-ray, no, not X-ray, the other one. Slice? No, there is a way to do this effectively. Actually, let's not put it there for starters. Okay, where's the door? It's there, right? So I'm going to want a road there, another house there, another house there, another house there. We'll put it here somewhere. Might just be mine tunnel. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll mine that tunnel first. And then, oh, there's a rabbit on the roof. Why is there a rabbit on the roof? Oh, it's a friendly rabbit. Okay, that's alright. I've forgotten all the controls. I know there's an easier way to do this tunneling thing, but this will have to do for now. There we go, now they can get out. So now we'll work our way down this way, so mine tunnel, we'll do that again. Then we'll make another ladder. Delete the old one. So what I'm trying to do here is get down to a much deeper level where minerals will start spawning, which is the ideal place to be for mining. Remove that one. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. Is it control? It might be control. No, it's not control. Fucked if I know. We do need to build another house though, so let's grab this house, save this house as early game house, tick, and then we will go early game house, build. Oh, no, wrong button. Early game house, build. Whoop. Oh, it's these keys, that's awkward as hell. But we can live with it. So, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces between the houses. Finished editing. Build. Yes, start building. There we go. And my farmer has already grabbed that bit. That's actually great. Oh, there's a farmer stuck at the bottom here. Or a hearthling, rather. 2 hearthlings. Escape the dreaded pit. So I'm expecting to see some enemies in the next day or two. We'll see them pop up and I'll grab some footmen really quickly and we'll defend. Trader approaches my town. No thank you. That's a shitty trade. Mostly because light sources in this game really degrade the performance. Cool, so there's a wooden sword. The way you create soldiers in this game is the same as the way you create a carpenter. You've got to give them the wooden sword, which is sort of a symbolic thing. It's like, yes, you are now a footman. But it's also their weapon until you give them something better, so we're going to try and get some stone reasonably quickly. There's actually a unit down there already. That's convenient. And we're going to make a mason's hammer, which I should be able to do now. Yes, fantastic. So I'm not going to play this for a huge amount of time today, maybe... Crikey, it might even end up being an hour yet, we'll see. I should probably keep an eye on exactly how long I've been playing for. And we just got another hearthling, good. So the way you get more hearthlings in this game is if you've got enough gold and, or, you know, net worth, so basically just gold, and food at the start of each day, you get given a new hearthling. I think the most hearthlings I've ever had is like 15, and that slowed my game down to a crawl back in the early access. Well, it's still early access, but back in the day, as it were. This rabbit's probably going to die from starvation. Should probably make a ladder up there so it can get down. So once they've finished this building, I'll have I've got, what, 6 hearthlings, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hearthlings, right, I'm just having 6. 8 hearthlings, so I'll need probably another couple of these, and then I'll make some bigger buildings that can hold multiple hearthlings. Hopefully by then I'll have stone and I can just make some really big ones. There's nothing stopping you from just making huge wooden structures, but I think they look awful, so I'm not going to. I'll probably just end up mining these. I was hoping to save them, but... I've got to use the harvest tool? There we go. I was hoping to save them for later, but I guess we'll just use them now. We'll know I'm deep enough when I start hitting stone. It changes the color of the rock that I'm digging into, of the material I'm digging into. There we go. So let's make a nice little road here for our people so that they travel a bit quicker and it looks nice. I'm very much into the aesthetics of this game. We'll make a wooden road. No, wait, right, that's a stupid idea. I wish there was like a gravel texture. It's 10 wide, right? So if we go 4 and... No, it'll have to be 2. 2 and 2, and then we'll make a road like that. There we go. So what did we get? Just stone? Yeah, just stone. Cool beans. Have we got a hammer yet? No, we're still waiting on a bunch of other things to be built. That's fine. We're in no rush. This is sort of just a nice relaxing game for me. At least for now. It gets a bit stressful, more stressful later, but I very much enjoy the city builder games like the old Pharaoh and Caesar games, but there aren't really many of those left anymore, so I just play these as a substitute, or this as a substitute. So if we look here, we can see how much food we've got left. Edibles, 84, so that's actually tons. We can last for like 6 or 7 days on that. But you'll notice that I've also got a shed load of carrots growing up here. And that will just give me a bunch of stuff that I can sell to the nearest trader who comes along. Start stockpiling some gold. Because, as you can probably imagine, if I've got gold, I can get more Hearthlings and I can do more stuff. Which is all to the good. I'm expecting a heads up in a couple of days saying that goblins are in the area, and that will tell me that I need to start having footmen around. There's like a little message that pops up. Oh, and now there's villagers down here because I keep forgetting to do this. Fortunately, they seem to keep carrying enough wood with them to make that work. Oh, and now we're at stone. Okay, so I'll go a couple more layers down, and then I will dig horizontally to try and find some stone. So what I'm doing there is I'm looking... Oh, here we go. Sell... I can't sell them food. They changed it. Okay, fair. In that case, let's get rid of... There's nothing really I have that... Ooh, we can get rid of those. Sell 10. Sell one of those. There we go. Let's get a padded vest. No, I've only got 34 gold. Let's get a padded vest. There we go. And I'd really like an upgraded worker's outfit. Let's see if we can get enough to do that. Oh, overpurchased, but that's fine. So, the padded vest will be armor for my infantrymen when I finally make them. God, I've done this again. Let's actually just have you guys dig another layer down. There we go. Delete that. And then I'll get them to go down another layer. Once they're done with this one, and then we'll bring them back up. So this is going to be turned into my mine for stone and minerals. Hopefully we run into a ore deposit reasonably quickly. You get sort of base elements of ores as you're just tunneling, but the game doesn't really give you much in the way of ore until you hit a ore vein. Daily update, I should get another one, not quite, I just bought a bunch of stuff, but that's fine. Right. Start making some coffers down here. This is a reasonably effective way of finding minerals quite quickly and digging out extra space, so I tend to use underground areas as storage for gold, so that it doesn't get whipped off with. And you'll see that I'm already getting a harvest of carrots, which is quite good. Some of these will go fallow, just because I don't have enough farmers yet, but the active planting and harvesting gives a tiny amount of XP to my farmer, so I'm just doing that just for the sake of spamming XP, even though I'm not going to get the full benefit of the item. But that said, if I excuse me, if I can't sell food to just any old character, then I might have to adjust my strategy slightly. Alright, let's build a new thing here. Let's build a gatehouse. Build. And where are we going to put you, Mr. Gatehouse? We're going to put you, I think, here. That'll be where my walls start. Cool. So, what we're in the process of doing now is starting to... Oop. One moment, please. Really should have done this earlier, this could be trouble. Come on, get the sword, quickly now. Come on, save the person who's been under attack. You've got a sword, hit them back! Oh my god, there's so many of them. Okay, I'll leave him as a footman from here on out. Does he live through this? I think he does. Yeah, it looks like he will. He'll be severely wounded though. Right, so there's some invaders, as a good example. They sort of came out of nowhere. Yeah, get yourself a shield, there we go. Right, so... Okay, I sort of just need to focus for a second or two while I chat. You can be my stonecrafter. What was I going to say? Walls, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make building segments that go around my base and make walls out of those, and then that should protect me from just getting raided like that. It'll take forever to get to that point, but it's worth doing. Let's cancel that one and build it. There we go. And I'm going to need the walls late game when I start getting attacked more severely. How are my miners doing? Pretty well. Alright, so... I'm sort of remembering how to play this. I'm not going to play for too much longer, probably the end of the next day. Or the end of... excuse me. Yeah, the end of the next day, because it's about to hit night time. And then I'll call it quits for this episode. It's a very slow-paced game, so we'll probably record another episode immediately afterwards and just upload that as I can. But the general goal here is to play for as long as we can and try and not die horribly. As you can see, they're building this up quite quickly now that I've got access to stone. And I'll slap on wall segments moving down this way, and then a tower, and then some down this way. Make quite a nice little fortress. Poor rabbit's gonna starve to death. I'm gonna release it. It can go free. I don't really want it to starve to death. Don't want this pet. Go find some food, little rabbit. I don't really have the resources to keep it alive right now. It was very irresponsible of them to take that pet. Alright, let's make some more windows. When you construct a building, it automatically queues up any, in the crafting pages, it automatically queues up any resources you might need to finish completing it, like windows, doors, beds, etc. Can I sell things to you, Norman Windriser? Sell that out of here. I can't really afford to be buying things frivolously at the moment. That's fine. So if... Where did that thing go? I know I built one. Maybe it's down here. Weird. I did build a... Completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, I did build one. Where the fuck is it gone? Let's do it this way. Furniture. There we go. That's smarter. Cool. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying... Right. If you've got the proper crafting tables, it will when you build a building, it will automatically queue up any resources needed to finish it, which is quite neat and handy. So it will have automatically queued up all of these windows and the doors, etc. Quite neat. Now with you, I need to craft a bunch of these. Quickest way to get XP on them is to craft stone hunks, which is just a storage place for stones, essentially. You can flee now, rabbit. I want the rabbit to die. Go home, little rabbit. I guess it can't go down the ladder. That's kind of sad. Oh well, rip. This dumbass fucking villager. There we go, and that's how they'll get up there. Now I'm sort of just in a holding pattern. I'm waiting for things to get built, I'm waiting for crafters to get more XP. You've got 6 mines, so this guy's going to get... It was raw. Ugh. Not super happy. Need to get... Food for my life, that'll disappear soon. Land meal. So he's got 6 mines, so he'll learn really quickly and gain level ups quite fast. Yeah, there's sort of not a whole lot to say about this game when it's in these slow stages, which is kind of awkward for a viewer audience, but that's alright. It's a very slow-paced game. And I like that. I enjoy the slow nature of it. It does get quicker later, which is good. the moment. I'm sort of just hoping that this rabbit lives, but I don't think it's going to. Let's make a couple more beds. And just place them on the ground so that people have got somewhere to sleep. Oh, no, stop doing that. Keep pressing R to rotate. They're gonna have to just live communally in that one, I'm afraid. In fact, fuck it, I'll just live communally in all of these for now. I don't really have the room for them to be picky right now. That might change later, of course, but for now, they need somewhere to sleep to stay happy. Looks like this is nearly done. That's exciting. Alright, so we'll tack on a wall segment onto the end of this. Oh. And another one. And a middle turret. Actually, let's move that one. I'll do it 4 wall segments per turret. So these wall segments that I'm placing here are things that I designed myself. And then I saved the template and I can just build them as I like now. It's a little bit clunky to... Oops, keep this template. It's a little bit clunky to do, but makes for much easier building of big fortresses in the long run. Get a corner turret. Oh, wrong button. See, so they'll actually just go ahead and build the wall now, but I'm going to have to maintain a high level of stone to make this work properly. So I'll be able to put archers on top of these walls, although it's a little clunky to do so, and I'll be able to defend them, and they'll try and attack these doors on the outside, so I'll have a few places I can defend rather than an entire zone. And this is sort of the start of Stonehearth, so I'm just going to end the recording here, and we'll call this episode 1. Thanks for watching, I hope to see you again soon. My name is Lucian Greymark, playing some Stonehearth. Have a good day.